If you just stumble across the channel, it's probably because somebody hit that like button before. And for those of you who hit that like button, comment, and subscribe, I just want to say thank you. Thank you very much.
Shadows flicker on the screen's faint glow. A siren calls where whispers flow. Charts are dancing under moonlit skies. Temptation hums as the market lies. Hold the line, don't take the bait. Wait for the trigger, don't tempt fate. Almost fire burns, but you lose the game. Patience whispers, keep the flame. A gorgeous setup like a diamond's gleam. Every candle hides a darker scheme. Signals murmur secrets in the night, but your instincts tell you hold it tight. Hold the line, don't take the bait. Wait for the trigger, don't tempt fate. Almost fire burns, but you lose the game. Patience whispers, keep a flame. The baseline throbs like a beating heart. Each charted move, a fragile art. Feel the rhythm, but stay your hand. In the stillness, find where you'll stand. A moment's impulse could steal it all, like chasing stars before they fall. Ride the wave, but know the shore.
Oh, hey, Habib. How you doing today?
I'm doing okay, Sean.
Don't forget to clock in.
I probably go to the bathroom first and then clock in.
Oh, why you do that for?
But you know, it just seems like the proper thing to do.
Well, I think for all the crap we got to go through, you don't get paid for it. I clock in before I go to the shitter.
That's a good point. I never really thought about it that way.
Yep, that's what separates me from everybody else, Habib. Think things through like that.
Late night trades in a blood red.
Hey, Habib, what do you call a drummer without a girlfriend?
Oh, that's it.
Homeless. That's funny. That's a good answer. Maybe we'll get some better music around here. I'd like to get some live sounds, like from a concert or whatever. Reminds me when I used to go to concerts back in the day. I had this really good deal one time. I went to a concert, it only cost me 45 cents. Yeah, it was 50 cents featuring Nickelback. Oh, y'all didn't like that one? Screw y'all, I'm going home. Y'all wait for Road Dogg yourself. Ring your own gosh darn cowbell. That was fun though. I'm gonna do it again.
Neighbors sleep blind to my sin. I sway where forbidden passions begin. Midnight vice, what hides in the shade. I rule the floor, my vice takes flight. Risk the night, claim the bite. In this way, I'll wear my crown.
Check 1 2 1 2. I already did that. What do you think I'm here for? Jeez. Check. I can hear you. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the turkey. That's what we call a Q in the business, Sean. Oh, you mean that QAnon stuff they doing like a few years ago? I don't get it. Just hit the button. Oh, I got. Oh, never mind.
For those of you out there that have been hitting that like button, I just want to say thank you. Thank you very much.
Welcome everyone to Late Night Crypto with the Road Dog, and here we are looking at altcoins behind us, and they took a little drop today as well as Bitcoin did too. Not bad though, and then now they're starting to make a little bit of a comeback, starting to look kind of juicy. We'll take a look at the total 3 chart in a second and see where we're at. We're coming back up against some resistance areas, but we're also, you know, at a play. It might want to keep on going for a little bit more. I'm just saying that's what the chart is saying. And for here for the daily on altcoins, look, that's pretty nice. Yeah, 4%, 5% gains up here. So that's what we're averaging coming up. And when you look for the week, for what we got so far, not bad. Average about 20% gains on altcoins over the week. Yeah, feeling a little bit better about life now, right? Wow, it's crazy how the world just seems brighter when altcoins go up. It's amazing how the world just seems so much happier and more promising when these altcoins are not tanking on our asses. Because then it's kind of a depressing world. It starts feeling that way anyway for a lot of us. Anybody playing the long game, I've noticed this little trend on YouTube. Tell me if you noticed it lately too, but it seems like all the trader people that I see on YouTube, or all the crypto people I see, I mean, either it's a show where general talking or this or that, or then you got the shows like me that have trade setups or going through the market, analyzing the market, things like that. But you don't see that many. That they all seem to focus mostly on leverage plays and perpetual futures and day trading and short-term trades. You don't see that much talking about. I haven't seen very many about investing lately, or holding bags, or portfolios, managing portfolios. And I mean, I can understand the sentiment because altcoins are down, but there's a lot of you guys, I'm sure, still have a portfolio, and we're playing a bigger play, even if the market's down. I mean, this is a good time to address those things, right? We're starting to see movements kind of take a stack, and maybe make those decisions on what you want to build up on your portfolio. Maybe you want to tweak your portfolio. This is probably a pretty decent time to kind of start realigning things around. I'm just saying, since things are coming back up. That's something I think that maybe should be talked about a little bit more at this point in the game. Are some of those midterm and longer term hold portfolios, and what makes a good portfolio? Everybody's got different criteria, and some of the criteria set out earlier has not worked out. I mean, just putting it all in all these different sectors and everything, they don't always pop off the same. The best ones that I'm leaning for, and I've been mentioning this in the past few streams, what you normally see during the market cycle as money is flowing from Bitcoin and then slowly starts coming into the altcoins, whether it is from people selling Bitcoin and putting in altcoins, or more likely case is Bitcoin took off without people, leaving them with a bunch of cash that they're like, well, I guess Ethereum then, or Solana or something. Got to put it somewhere, because Bitcoin, I'm not chasing Bitcoin. So I think we're seeing a little bit more of those kind of ideas happening in reality. And so now we're seeing the benefits of that, which means, hey man, bags are starting to pump a little bit. You just got to be a little selective. And I think we've learned some good lessons over the past couple of years here with altcoins. And we knew some going in, and I tried to share everything I knew, and we picked up a few on the way too. I mean, and the use case is very important, and otherwise you got to realize that they're hype. This is mostly hype. Once you accept that fact that these altcoins are mostly overinflated hype, I think it gives you a little bit edge to play this market better. You don't have these false expectations that, you know, what a moonshot could be for some of these coins. You have a little bit more of a realistic expectation, especially if you've been through the market before and seen them go down, you know, pretty much almost 99% drawdowns from their all-time highs. You're like, it keeps doing this, huh? Did it about 3 times already this cycle. I mean, my gosh. Welcome everybody. Thanks for being here. Glad to have you here. Let me say hello to everybody while we're over here. And we had Ave Medina filling me up with some ones. I see Dave P in there. K Diggity. MG Motorsports. Ave says started to dollar cost average into a couple of SWE meme coins. Wish me luck. Well, I mean, the meme coins on SWE, they had a little season before in popularity, but the ecosystems on these layer ones and things like that, yeah, that's a good. I mentioned just a minute ago, I was trying to get into what I was looking for altcoins. The layer ones, those would be the first that we kind of roll over into. So we're already seeing Ethereum take off. That's a good sign. It's a little late, but that's cool. Ethereum and Solana, and then of course all your older layer ones. I would pick out the DeFi plays on those layer ones. So DeFi plays on SWE or Say or whatever, those Avalanche, and then also the memes are what the top community memes. You probably want to pick up a few of those because that seems to be where money goes. Not financial advice, but that just it seems to go there. And as far as any other plays on them, it's kind of sketchy because a lot of them are still too early and don't really have an evolved ecosystem, and it will change and something new will come along and replace something. So getting into real world assets on some of these might be a little bit more risky. Ethereum is going to be your best one for real world assets. That Solana and Base seems to be running it up. Maybe Avalanche coming in, and then of course there's a few layer ones supposed to be for this. So we got some ideas going on, but I think if you start focusing on some of those, you'll see those rise up, and then you can take those profits and roll them into some of the smaller, you know, Degen coins that were really kind of, you know, we talk about a lot. They've got a while before they mature and start popping off. Although you'll see some gains in them right now. The real season for those comes much later, though. Avi says Aunt MacD is still on her bench till the end of July. She's still celebrating Independence Day. She loves her some America. She's still drunk. She gets topsy and tipsy. MG Motorsports says it's because people want the quick dollar, not the long-term play. It's more exciting to get $100 in 5 minutes rather than $100 in 3 weeks. Well, that is true, but takes a lot more risk to get that $100 in that 5 minutes, though, sometimes. Having to wet my whistle here. Tommy 2 Liters, how's it going, my man? Good to see you here. Glad to have you here. Got 14 people hanging out. Goody Marshmallow, there you are. Everybody, I'm glad to have you here. Whether you said hello or not, you are welcome to be here.
For those of you that have been hitting that like button, I just want to say thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah, he got me again. He gets me all the time. But anyway, let's start looking at the market if you don't mind. What I'm going to do while I'm thinking about it now, let's put up my little marker over here for a request for altcoins. I've got a list of things to go over and take your requests there too. Mix them in there, throw them in there. You guys do get priority. I do say that. There's some things I kind of want to go over. Some things are up. Some things are looking interesting. There's some new moonshots that Tokenmetrics put out that may be worth looking at. And then some coins that are showing some strength right now. But pretty. And Ethereum name service, you up to 26. That's a nice run up. Where were you up? Where were you? Oh, you've been up in the 20s. Okay. Last time I remember looking at it is like $13, so that looks like a really nice come up to me. So here we are on Bitcoin. This is the 1 hour chart. And we came down and bounced off of this little top area right here. I need to actually zoom out and let's take a little stock. This is still not the chart that I was really... There we go. This is the chart that I've been, this is the one I've been doing lately right here. So this was the 1414 Fibonacci area. This was our 272 area. These are pivot points where we look for a nice pullback or reversal. A lot of times look for a reversal. In a bullish market like this, I'm just looking for a pullback and trying to see what's going on. We caught down here, and I'm thinking we got a fib from a local pull here. So, excuse me. If we're going to apply the strict rules, we would go for the impulse move, and it looks like that's starting here. One argument is it starts here. If you're zooming out, it's kind of subjective because, you know, technically it'd be down here. I'm going to pull them both. We'll pull the overall move, low to high. And I think we already did that, and that's how we got that 113 area for the 382. I believe that's what that was. Yeah. So according to this, we are at our 236 area, which normally does not hold. It normally doesn't, unless we're extremely bullish and it's getting ready to make a much bigger move to the upside. It is usually when we see it hold, or it may hold temporarily and then eventually break down to the 382 area here. So 382 area is about 113 right there. All right, let's take this and let's put this over here at the most local place. See what we get fib-wise. It kind of lined up, the 382 lines up with that. So we got some confluence there. I'm going to pull you down here because, well, that place is questionable too. Oh, we got some actually good confluence here on the 382. That one, okay, from this low here to that one, I like that. I'm going to take this little guy, put him over here and color him green too. Why does it seem so hot in here? Cause of summertime? Shut up, Sean. Nobody asked you. All right, so for this leg here, where we came up and came down, and then from there taking that move up, we are at a 382. That's kind of cool. I wish I hadn't pulled that fib off of there so quick. The target for this would be 134. Almost $500. 134. That's pretty cool. You take that little measure move, you put it there, you put it there, and it takes you right up to this area if you do it by the fibs. I'm just showing you the mechanical way to do it and then the Fibonacci way to do it to get that target area right there. So we got a possible AB equals CD further, and they can do that. We just played one. That's where we got this. That's where we got this red line right here, and even a bonus target over here. We just got that. And they're normally it's a bearish pattern. It's a bearish play, meaning that we get rejected in reverse here. We got rejected here, and that's normal, but we're coming back down and showing signs. Well, we may invalidate that and go a little bit higher. So there is a possibility, in my personal opinion, that we could still go up, and unless we break this area here. If we lose this, then we can start looking, you know, for the lower areas and see what we catch there too. But there's a shorter term play that I'm following here, and it looks kind of interesting, looks kind of good. And it seems to have a little bit of legs right now. So things are looking interesting for Bitcoin, and that means that they're going to look interesting for altcoins too. All right, so I got a secondary trend line here because the first one was a little bit more in line with what we actually did with price. Let's take it right down here to this guy. You see, we're right behind my big turkey booties. If we follow that from candle bodies, it's going to line up really close, or maybe even really well, to where we are right now. Should be really close line up right there. Oh, not quite, not quite. Okay. That's cool. Make sure it's me, not you, or you, not me. The secondary one kind of lines up a little bit better. Okay, so some people can argue that this is subjective, and I gotta say, yeah, there is some subjectivity to some of this. The general rule is to go from candle bodies to candle bodies as close as you can, and we got a lot of gaps through here. But we seem to have something that works for us here. So we do have a trend line, a secondary, or more than secondary, another little minor trend line right here that we seem to be establishing. And so we just watch that now. that could be signaling out a bigger channel idea, and we may be coming back up to retest these areas. We might actually get up to that $124,000 area. That would be cool. But before we do any of that, well, we got to first get past this one area that we lost, and that was that 272 fib area. So the 118, 119 area, if we can get back above it, and we're trying to make a bottom pattern here on this Fibonacci area, this trend line here, or this support area. And if we can confirm that, that would be great. Maybe we'll start ranging up through here a little bit. So I see some possible positive signs going here as we start moving. We got to start planning for the weekend that is coming. I know it's only Tuesday, but this is where the market makers are already making their plans for the weekends. We got to be doing that too. And so a little run up before maybe some sideways or a surprise. Yeah, okay. There's some more Fed news coming out during the week, but I don't think it's anything we got to be too concerned about. The one today was the one to watch. And so they did their little zigzags and flush out, and it wasn't too bad. And now we're starting to recover here, and I like that. That's kind of cool. That's kind of good and groovy. This is total 3. That's the one I'm looking at right here. And if you can see, we're coming right back up to retest the area we got rejected from. And also we are on the underside of a trend line. So in a situation like this, let me pull it up over here. For our altcoins, it's a call for caution when you got a setup like this. It can be good. It can be okay. There's lots of things that can happen. The most bullish thing that can happen is that we come up and then we break above this trend line, and then we just skedaddle on up, just going bull bat poop crazy in this market with higher highs and higher lows. That would be the bullish scenario. What is likely to happen? Well, first of all, we got to get past this yellow line here. That's a 618 Fibonacci area. Great place to take profit, for people to short, a great place to get rejected. So on this particular 1 hour candle, we have not cleared it yet. Now, smaller time frames look like we might be doing it. So either we get rejected here, come down, and it's either a higher low or a lower low. We don't know yet. Getting rejected there would kind of lean me to think that we have a possibility for a lower low if that happens. That's just what market structure does. Okay, so that's the bear situation that we might be looking at. We already talked about the major bullish one, and then the other one would be that we come up here and then we start possibly making a double top scenario, whether it's a higher high or even a lower high or an equal high, however it wants to do that. Because we broke this trend line, that is a probability that we got to really watch. That's the most likely thing that could be happening right now. But that does mean that altcoins still have a little bit more to go up, really close to 1 trillion, but just not quite yet. So we'll keep an eye on this over the next couple of days to see what they're doing. They may, you know how they do. They like to pump us up and then they like to slam us down. Okay. If we come up through here, if they do slam us down, well, we got the area that we're at right now to be our support, and maybe we just bounce off of that and do something good. So there's some. It's a little bit more positive than negative, but there's some cautions that we just have to be aware of. The biggest thing is don't fall for it's all coincidence, just all go in, because that's what they like to do on YouTube a lot. I see a lot of thumbnails like that's all the market's changed. That's all in. They get all bullish and everything. I even saw some this morning as the market tanked. So sentiment is improving. My cautionary tale, let's see what happens between the 17th and the 23rd. That's this we got this full week. There's some reasons I mentioned around the 23rd. Let's see what happens there. Any kind of black swan event, say if something happens with the Ukraine and the Russians, they get a little feisty or have a little disagreement. That's all it takes to get the market makers to start working on trying to dump it and get people scared and do what they do. I think it's more the market makers than the people. I don't think everybody's sitting there, oh my God, Putin said something I don't like. I'm selling now. It's more of the market makers and those bigger powers with numbers of putting out these articles through that you kind of read and kind of tinge you and putting out these negative articles and also trying to drop the price. Well, everybody's selling. I got the sell too. I don't know. It just gets people fired up. Weak hands is what it looks like. I think it's very. Anyway, That's how they manipulate these markets. Hello, everybody. Glad to have you. I want to take a look at some altcoins quickly. The other things I want to go over is Bitcoin dominance, which is falling. That's what we want to see, but we still got more. You still got more to show me, Bitcoin dominance, but I like to see on the downside. And then also over here with Tether dominance, losing a area, which is now right behind my head here. Right here. We lost the red line here, and we're coming back up. Looks like a bearish retest. Hopefully, that means the number will come down. And that's the money coming out of Tether and should be going into Bitcoin or altcoins. With Bitcoin dominance coming down, looks like it's looking at altcoins. So altcoins doing good right now. Again, they are coming up to an area to test. Whether it can get past these areas, that's what we gotta see. If it does, bullish, better. Anyway, promising a higher high come in. Then we look for a higher low. And then we look for a higher high and a higher low, and we just play this 2 steps forward, 1 step back game and try to make money with it. Otherwise, we might just be coming up and then might be coming back down. I don't know. We want to make sure that we're getting paid on this little trip to the upside. That's the whole purpose of us trying to build these bags when they're in the downside and trying to buy bottom areas and buy near trend lines and support areas to get into something before it goes up to make a higher high. Some of the coins that have been pumping off, well, one of them was called Pump. Go figure that. Pump.fund seems to be, well, moving on up there. This is the 1 hour chart on that. Is there a play here? It's a risky one, but you do have a trend line and you're right on that trend line. You could make a play on this one on the 1 hour. It doesn't give us, the greatest moves. We can take a measured move and guesstimate on that little guy to get us right up at 0.009, almost at 0.001 to that psychological 1 penny, which I'd say that would be a great one to go with too. If you were to look at that idea, is it worth it? Is there enough? Can we make enough from this play? I am not in this one, and I'm really not planning on being in this one. But you could get a nice, tight risk to reward setup here. And even with a 4 to 5% stop loss right there, you can get a 9 risk to reward. 9 to 1 risk to reward, and that's pretty juicy to try. So it's at a good area, and it would come down to like the 15-minute. Gosh, you're making me think about it's on Solana, right? I might be able to. I might try this one. I might try this one out. I'm gonna tighten up my lines on the 15-minute, put it to candle bodies, and we're still in here tight. So if I were to put a stop loss, and I would, a safer one would be below this low over here. However, seeing it break below this trend line would be, that would be once you see that happen, you got to say, well, this is probably not going to work out. Could go as much as a 10% stop loss and still have a 4 to 1 risk reward ratio, and that is still good. That is still excellent. 3 to 1 or better is what we're looking for. The idea behind this, ladies and gentlemen, is that if you can get a disciplined, regimented, systematic approach to trading, it's the systematic approaches that will help you build those accounts. Rather than just spinning your wheels and gambling. Oh, I made some money at 500 a day, but then I lost 400 yesterday, and then I don't know. You're giving and taking and giving and taking, but a systematic approach, keeping the same stop loss, always trying to keep that same stop loss, 1, 2%, 3%, whatever your rule is of your account balance. You have controlled losses. That is the secret to your account building. I don't think enough people mention this enough. Controlled losses. That's what you got to do to build your accounts. Even for little wins, big wins, or whatever, it's when the only thing you can control is what you lose. And that's what you should be learning to control right there. So I think there's something interesting here for Pump.bond. And you know what? I think I do not like the tokenomics of this. From what I've seen of it, I'm not a big, but the reason I would do it is just because, well, it's a popular coin. It looks like it can go up some. It looks like you can get about another 40% of gains out of it. I'm gonna try you out. Just a small amount though. Have to do this on my Phantom wallet. And who's got the money over here? Which account? It's not much in that one. Go to this one over here. You got some Solana. Oh yeah, that's where I got my Solana. Okay. So we're looking for pump. Make sure you get the right one, not a fake one, because that happens. Bought some fake Nyla. Now half my bag of Nyla is fake Nyla. That sucked. Important that you make sure you get the right one. Well. All right, we're not going to spend too much time here. I'm not going to bore everybody to death on this. Okay, I don't. It might be something I have to do after the show. And oh no, there's altcoin with the rug still 59%. That sucks. There you are, pump. You better be the right one. Are you at 653? Yeah. All right, I think we found you. And I'm just going to put a little bit in there, not much, and see if we can get a little 40% return off of that little guy. So pump is kind of up. The next one, XRP, is doing pretty good. Let's take a look at some of these guys. Why is it so hot in here? So XRP is hanging around 290. Not bad. It was at 286 over here on the 15-minute. Let's zoom out just a little bit and see what's going on. Ooh, nicely, nicely. From down here when it was 226, 225 to where it is now. Not bad. We got rejected at 304. Look at the little target hit. Look, nailed it. Nailed it. I'm sorry, but we got to do that because that's what we're there. By the way, I just well, this show is sponsored by some good ass coffee. Get your good ass coffee today and enjoy your good ass coffee. You might need it during the show. So when we counter these little guys that we put out and all this, like I go, nailed it! And then we got for the algorithm for the YouTube, 15 people hanging out. Now I've already bored some people and then got them to go away. That happens. Notice I lost some subscribers too. That happens too. Come over here to the chart room vanity wall, and we just paste it in there. Shout out to Isaac Delgado posting some wins over there in the vanity section. Way to go, my man. Think he's going to start posting some chart setups. I'm all for that. Doing that actually helps you to get more confident in your own. Well, yeah, stop it. When you post chart setups over there in the student area or even the trade setup room area, I mean, that'll get you more, that will help you. When you do that stuff, that makes you a better analyst, and even it makes you tighten up your game. It's good practice. It's a necessary step to kind of evolve in this, is what I found. It puts you in the mindset where you're gonna be a little bit more particular about what you throw out there, right? It will make you tighten up your TA game, and you need that. You need that. So this is XRP. 304. All right, so XRP, what are you trying to do now? We already got that all figured out. Let's zoom out. Nice move. Nice one, XRP. That was nice. I believe I got a 506 target over there. I don't think we need these guys anymore. Those are old news. Let's get some new blood in now. First of all, let's see what we got. What are you? 1.5? Well, this one can get a little tricky. Okay, and where are you, 0? And where are you, 2? I'm actually going to put this 522 up there, believe it or not. I know, it's ballsy AF. Right now, we're getting rejection at the 786, and that is the perfect place to find some rejection. This is a perfect place to be taking a little bit of profits out of XRP because it could be coming back down to 270 or 250 before bumping up to higher targets. That could be the scenario we're looking for, but if it does find itself going higher, we are looking for 320 area. Not even going to say anything. All right, all right, never mind. All right, so the little purple line right there. If she does keep going up, and it can, if it and here do the same thing like Bitcoin did. If we do, this is our situation when we come to our fib areas, all right, and we come to our pivot points. They are either going to do, you know, that will be its a little higher high from here, come down to a higher low, and we figure out, you know, where we go from there. Or if she's playing an screw you, I'm going to keep going up, she will range through here. And now we could get rejected here for another, you know, we got to watch this and see what happens. But it keeps doing this, and then we're starting to look at going to the areas that are more up here around the 420 area. I fell right into that one. I fell right into that one. I fell right into that one. You know, right around the $4.20 area. That we could be seeing that. So we want to look at the signs that we get here. This is on the daily for XRP. So coming down to some of the smaller time frames, looking groovy, looking groovy. She's doing this kind of thing going on. I'm trying to get the little parabola going on. Looking pretty bullish to me. Any pullbacks, I mean, we'd be looking at testing maybe 280, something like that. Hopefully not any lower. But I could see her trying to run back up to 3 and try to hit 320.
I'm sorry.
Sometimes you just need a good ass whooping. Love you, Sean.
Screw you, road dog. You broke my nose.
You deserved it. All right, another one's popping off is Arrow. We'll look at it on Kraken. Be me Kraken. Oh, gosh dang. That hurt. Man, he got a hard head. Anyway. This is all we got for... Oh, this is against the Euro. We're not playing against the Euro. Kraken. 85 cents on Kraken. Higher highs and higher lows, except for this little lower low, so we got to be suspect. So the question is, was this the lower low? It could be, or it could not be. Well, how do you know? How do you know? A bottom trend line will help you figure that out. If we're holding a bottom trend line, then there's a chance that, well, this is not through yet, and that we can come up and break this little guy at 98 cents. So we have not thrown in the towel. If anything, looking at this, you got this trend line, broke out, come back, retest, establish this trend line here. This is still looking good. So far, a good chance that we make a higher high there. And just judging from where we were before and trying to figure out where we might be going, we're going to put these two little target areas there. The most notable one that I'm looking for is actually right up here at 111. Go figure that out. And then, of course, right here at $1.99 psychological resistance right there for arrow, the arrow drum. In the bigger sense of things, this is what you got. You got a channel. Notice how it has not come down and touched the bottom of that channel over here. Let me tighten it up so I can make that argument. And that's a bullish sentiment. When we see something doesn't come back down there and it goes a little bit above, you're getting a secondary trend line. And that can be the first signs of it trying to do some rounding and parabolic activity going up for a higher high. I do think that 111 target will hit. That's the main one I'm going to be looking for here for arrow. And those are the ones that have been pumping off today. Now, there are some moonshots that, actually, you know, I think I'm going to post this little guy. I don't know that we would come down here to get a good entry on this one. This is not really about a trade setup entry. This is more for people that are already in the arrow for possible profit taking areas. From where we are now to up there, it's 31%, not bad. I don't know if this one's worth posting or not. If you guys want me to post it, you can mention it and I'll post it in the group. Here's one that a meme coin. This is unicorn fart dust. Yes, I said it. Unicorn fart dust. Look at it. You're at 3.5 cents right now, coming from these bottoms of right at 2 cents. Not bad. You did what we needed you to do, which is make a bear trap, break back in above this. So this is a possibility of being a nice. We might be seeing 6 cents again out of this, and that would be almost a double up from where we are now. And it seems crazy. I know it seems crazy. We're going to go from the swing high to the swing lows here and get our areas. Nice! So our 236, we were above that. Anywhere below that, so anywhere below 3 cents was the juicy place to build a bag of unicorn fart dust. Those words are actually coming out of my mouth. That sounds so weird. Bitcoin's going to change the world, and right behind it is unicorn fart dust. Oh man, got to get me some of that. It just sounds weird. But anyway, 5 cents. We want to look at this 0.5 fib area. I personally think it's got a good chance to get higher. I would actually look at the 7 cent area for real, and possibly even higher on that one. But 2 little local targets. I know the 6 cent area, basically every penny. Imagine that if you had a bag of this at 3 cents and you sold so much at 4 cents and at 5 cents and 6 cents and 7 cents and 8 cents and all the way up to 11. It's one way that you could do it. I'm just saying, you're taking profits along the way. Can't bitch about that. Still got some more work to do, but this is starting to look like a little promising here. The main area that we need to look for, we'll double check it, but that's 11 cent area. Let me zoom out. That should be our 236 overall fib area from swing high to swing low. We'll double check that. And then the sweet spot coming in, if we ever get a nice big move up like we just saw back in January, which 7 months ago, this thing went up to how far? 40 cents. It's 3 cents right now. And for anybody looking, I can't find anything that's even going to make 10x. These can, okay? These can do it. Is it the wisest? Is this the smartest play out there? I mean, if it makes the money, then it makes that's what it's done its job, right? Should you hold on to this one through the bear market? Hell no, hell no. The only one you need to hold on to during the bear market is Bitcoin. And some people will even scold you for doing that, although it's getting a little less likely for that to happen as people see it's even hard to get in the bear market. So 11 cents could be on the radar. That would be we didn't do what we were going to do. We're going to do our fibs high and a low. Yeah, right there at 236. We got to get up there, and it may take a while. We haven't been up there since January, so that's a little bit of a lofty target. I will give you that. That's why we got the smaller targets right here. Unicorn fart dust. Come up and test this little high area we had at 5 cents. Come up and get a little higher high over here than this one at 7 cents. And from where we are up to there, 44% gains, 108% gains. Put $100 in, take your $100 out there. You got a free $100 moon bag of, or whatever it's worth. Well, yeah, I guess it would be at 7 cents. And yeah, you just wash, rinse, and repeat. Also want to take a look at Tau BitTensor. Nice, $438, starting to work up to $523. That's the target we put on a couple of days ago when we looked at it. Higher high, barely, but it's there. Higher low, it is there. Higher high should be coming in at 530, maybe even all the way up to 673 or 623 area. And we're also looking, look at this nice double bottom here. When you zoom out and look at what's going on for the bigger play, I mean, double bottom area came back to the same area. That's setting us up to test 750. And I know it sounds crazy, but once we get up there, we will confirm a bottom pattern, which has a measure move that would suggest that it could actually get up here to make a higher high than what it had back in April of last year. And you could see Tau go up to about $1,300. Now, does that tickle your fancy? Because it kind of gives me a boner thinking about that. We're a late night show, people. And I'm a turkey dog, so we do talk about boners. All right, so that would be cool as far as a bigger play, but just getting up here to 733, that's pretty impressive too, right? Getting up to our first targets, 20% gains. Getting up to 626, that'd be 43% gains. Getting up to this area at 741 to retest that high that we had in December would be 71% gains from where we are right now. That's if you just FOMO in, which I don't recommend. We're on the daily. That's just, you know, some people have that, but you know, it's best if you could have got in to 360, but I don't know, you gotta figure it out. But even going all the way up here, and you might notice that the closer you are to the bottoms, I mean, you got some forgiveness here as the market carries on. 205% gains at $1,324. Not bad. If we, I think that we will get up there. It's not, you know, these are projections based on price. What are we talking about? What's the word? Are we getting Alzheimer's or something? We're losing our words here. Our price structure. All right, so I went through a few coins. Let's see what you guys got. Let me come back to the chat. 19 people hanging out with me. Check your 1212. Okay. When I see things like that, it gets me worried that we do have our mic on, I guess, because I don't see any microphone stuff. Emojis going on. Nose token pumping. Couple Joe and Handle. Hey, there's Joe. How's it going, Joe? Trade Intuition. Happy birthday, Joe. Today is Joe's birthday. We want to Hey! All right, here we are. Submit your coin request for live analysis. Let me come over here and Degen Boner Night. Somebody caught it. Oh, I didn't go over hype. I meant to look at that one. We went over this one. Went over that one, that one, that one, that one. Now on my list, I've got Dog and Me, Moby, and Shadow for some moonshots that we could look at. Dog and Me might be interesting. I have not actually looked at it. Some other things that were going on that I was planning on maybe looking at: Sui, Say, Bonk, Arrow, and Solana, and then Hype. Hype has been doing good. It's almost $50 now. You guys want to take a look at Litecoin, CRV, and Uni. Those are good ones too. Aptos, Meet Damien. Hey, how's it going, Meet Damien, fellow YouTuber? There's Tommy 2 Liters. Ave Medina, Meet Damien, fellow YouTuber. I don't know if I've got him up. I see. We got Joe's channel up here. Sometimes I need to get. I forget to do this before my show to get all these links and everything set up. And then, are you still not showing up over here? And we got Meet Damien right here. And that's his channel right here. Go check him out. Give him a like. We've got 367 subscribers. I think we can get that up by a few. I mean, we don't have a bunch here ourselves, but we got some to share, right? Go check him out. Posting up the videos and the shorts and everything. me come back to the chat. I'm starting to get lost. Squirrel. Aptos, got that one. Bobby Yaz, how's it going? Good to see you, Bobby Yaz. Thank you, Ave, for putting those things up. I don't know if I say that enough, but that's very helpful. And he does that every stream, puts up all the little links or advertise the little perks of this channel and things like that. It helps the channel grow, and I appreciate that. Thank you very much. That helps. Duality C. OG1. We'll have to try to remember to do something special for Joe at the end of the stream there. All right, let's take a look at Litecoin here. Where you at, Litecoin? $96? Okay, I'm cool with that. I got my old fibs up. I'm gonna take those off real quick. Nice. So we had this trend line drawn here, and I kept that. And I like to keep those. Wherever we first start out with trends, I like to follow that. And we lost it, and we broke back in, and then we lost it again. And I will make the argument for bear traps on this, based off of that. And you can also make the argument, well, that just matured the trend line out, and now it's something like that. Both of those ideas are valid, in my opinion. However, for navigating how this little bear trap might operate, I like that trend line. I'm looking for 115. I am a higher high from this. We put in a higher low. Why are we going to sell for anything less? I know we're struggling here at 99 and 100, 115, and then up this area about 127, 128, and hopefully higher. The target that I'm really looking for is a bigger measure move from this one. Remember, we're making higher lows, higher lows here. We need to knock a higher high here. Same thing for the bigger picture. We had this high. We need to get higher. 156, 169 for a target that may be a month or two, a few months away. Maybe a while before we get there, but when we get there, I expect to see something happen, especially right here at 169, 170. Well, I got my little arrow here. I'm sorry. I guess we're looking at the 113. You had a deep ass retracement, didn't you? All right. When they look at there first. All right, Litecoin. I'd like to come down to the smaller time frame, maybe a 4 hour, to see what's going. I do like, I mean, kind of explain things, how my TA works. Now, I do like the bigger time frames, and I will do that. I do a top-down structure, multi-time frame analysis, and that helps me to be more accurate. It'll help you be more accurate, too, if you use that strategy. And you may see me here do a lot on the daily or the 4 hour, something like that, and or maybe even the weekly on some of these things. But we can get a lot of information out there that will play out. You ever get in these trades, you get in, you think it's only going to be for maybe a day or something, but it turns out to be 2 weeks or something? Well, those bigger time frames can help you kind of catch those ideas ahead of time, in my personal opinion. Coming down to the spot, I use the smaller time frames to nail in the ideas. If I get a trade set up, a possible idea on the weekly, daily, 4 hour, that's cool. I mean, I'll go down to the 30 second, 10 second if I need to get an entry, and usually I don't have to do that. And usually get a good entry on a 5 or 6 minute chart, but narrow it down to sniper in my entry as best as I can. A lot of times when you come into this in the market and you hear about something after it's pumped, you got to wait and find a place to get in, right? Or you're chasing those candles. And so for a situation like that, it might be a chance to get Litecoin at $90, $91, or maybe try to work its way up now. So those are the things that we got to kind of look at and come down the smaller time frames and figure that stuff out. We're down here on the 15 minute for Litecoin. And you might be looking at a possible breakout over here if it gets past 98 and some dollars. Could be what she's working on. Oh, that's nice. That's a good possibility. This one might be trying to work for a nice little breakout up there. Technically, this is a bearish pattern here, but we got this bear trap and we're back in it. And there is higher lows going on here, higher highs. Leads us to think, well, maybe it's just putting in its little higher high up here. It's going to break out and could go parabolic breaking out of this particular pattern, just saying, for Litecoin. Starting to look good. So I see it testing areas of support and then trying to move up higher. Let's take a look at CRV, which has been doing pretty good lately. What are you doing, CRV? Where are you at? Ooh, nice. You're at 78 cents and you were down at 48. You can't bitch about that. I can't. I don't know. Some people can, I guess. Some people bitch about everything. Does your wife close her eyes at night when you make love to her? Hell yeah, she'll do anything to keep from seeing me have a good time. All right, so I'm looking at this area. 95 cents. Come on, do it. Do $1. Is the $1 at a fib area by chance? Are you? No. Nope. You also got, this idea you can play with, which according to that trend line, we're working on a breakout here with a little bit of volume on it. Maybe we'll get something. So for we need to see about 84, 85 cents hit. See if we can get higher than that. See if we can get 95. But it looks like we're doing pretty good. Would love to see the 112 and maybe eventually look and see if we get a higher high on this above this 133 area. Well, that would be great. When were we there? That was December. Might take a minute to get there. Nice double bottom formation forming here. We got to knock out the neckline area here and then see if we can double up. If you want to go by the measure move for that idea, we'll just take a measure move and put it at the possible breakout. And that suggests that 138 might be coming, and that would be a higher high. I'm not going to mark it just yet. We'll wait till we get some confirmations there, but it's starting to look promising. What about Uniswap? How are you looking, Uniswap? I like this one. I hope that after all this regulation and stuff goes into effect, that maybe we can see more use case for a lot of these things. And I mentioned when Uniswap first came out and they did the gorgeous airdrop, all you had to do was just try to use it. I just tried it. I had a failed transaction and gas fees were crazy and I really didn't want to mess with it, but that qualified me for a Uniswap airdrop back in the day, and I was like, holy crap, this is the best birthday ever. Hello? Hello? Is that one of you guys? You guys call me up at night? Let's do that. I guess I got to put my little, look, I got my new timer over here, a big ass timer. Hard not to miss that one. I guess we'll go for another. We're 58 minutes in. Well, I'll put it in for another 30. I don't know if we'll get it or not, but we'll see. All right, Uniswap, what are you doing over here, man? You're at $9? Gosh, congratulations, Uniswap. It doesn't look like much over here on the big chart because it's been up to $44 before. All right. I mean, she's still in her little bottom range, believe it or not. Really, it is. From the bigger picture thing from where we were last cycle, anywhere below $13 is technically a good spot to try to get some of this, believe it or not. We can narrow that down. Wow, look at that 20. There's a fib area right there. It's gorgeous. $19. So these are ideas. These are the targets we want to look for in the bigger picture where we could see some hiccups. What these targets, these fib areas are doing, are they're pointing out areas to where we could do something like this. And it already got this one. This one's already there. This is what happens, right? And so using these as to take profit targets, you can sometimes nail a lot of these little local tops and things like that with the fibs. And there are other little strategies for getting those little tops on some of the local plays here too. Fibs are awesome. It has changed my trading more than, well, it's had a huge impact. Even more so than the patterns. I still like patterns. I still play the patterns, but it's not the first thing I'm out there looking for. And there's some, there's some run-of-the-mill basic patterns, the shapes. I mean, we talked about this before with patterns. If you zoom out, take the approach from art school, right? You look for the basic shapes. And once you do that, you can boil these patterns down into very basic shapes. You pretty much have rectangles and triangles. That's it. There's no circles. Unless you want to include the parabolic curvaceous move, or yeah, I guess there are circles. You're just not getting the whole circle. You're getting the scallops. So you got circles, rectangles, triangles. Pretty much your basics. Pretty much like art school. Nice little bear trap right here, taking us to the upside. Look at this go to $13 to retest that area. That's where our 382, I'm sorry, our 236 Fibonacci's coming in. And also, we got a little repeat here with the 618 Fibonacci. We're sitting here bringing off all these numbers, sounding really smart or really boring, depending on how you look at it. Areas of projection right here. That's the main target I'd be eyeballing right now. Sounds crazy? $9? Worth holding on till we get up there, I think. You find some resistance at 12, I'm sure you will, but for 50% gains up here around 1370, that's a sweet spot. Might save a little bit for $16 up there too, because that's starting to look very juicy right there. You're gonna swap. Get you some. How about that Aptos? She's still kind of cheap right now. Remember, this thing went up to $20, and I sold it at $4 because of a token unlock scare, and I'm like, well, that was a dumb choice to make. It was. Aptos. Still we're at $5. Still in a very juicy place, man. Value area high is 428. I doubt that we see that anytime again soon. I hope we don't. Point of control is coming in. Where is that? 4 and 532. Okay, and the target for the value area high is $11. I've got 1284 for my 786 fib. And I'll just pull my Fibonacci, swing high to swing low. You see my little red line right here, the 236 area. That's the main target I'm looking for short term. See what happens up there. We go up and get rejected, or we start trying to blast through. If we blast through, we'll be working on $8. 821, and we even got some moving averages suggesting, hey man, this is a good place to look at. So here are some hopeful targets that we got to put on the radar. It might take a while to get there, but considering where we are at $5, selling at $6, making 30% gains. Okay. Nice little place to take some profit. Better place to take some profits. More serious profits would be at $8.25, $8.20. And that's like 60, what is it? $6 and... What the hell? 63% there. Okay, so about 826, 820. Don't make me kick your ass again, Sean. All right. All right, so we locked out Litecoin, CRV, Uniswap, and Aptos there. Dodecahedron. Are we talking about shapes, or is there actually a coin? Because I will look. I don't remember. Okay. I'm thinking we're going into shapes. The old dodecahedron. Joe's getting lots of birthday wishes out there. Have you ever got fireworks and moon rockets on your birthday, Joe? Well, you did today. Happy birthday! All right, let's take a look at, here's one that's a meme coin that is doing good again. This is Bonk. Currently testing this, let's look at 382 fib area. Let's come down to the 4. Oh, she's trying to get above it. Ooh, nice. You know what that means. Our next target's going to be here at 0.0, what is that? 0.0004. It's not quite a double up, but from where we are up there, that's 40% more gains. My goodness, from down here at 0.000, all those zeros in a 1 something. I mean, we've already doubled up over here. Moonbag territory if you haven't already moonbagged it. So, oh bonk, looks like we got a bear trap idea back into the original pattern above the original trend line. Completed our double bottom scenario. Measure move from this little guy would take us up to, well, our 618, yeah, right here. So we got some nice little compliments saying, yeah, this guy right here, man. Sweet. About another 38-40% gains up to there for Bonky. Well, we got to look at SWE because that one's gaining a lot more traction. Man, what was the tokenomics on SWE? Didn't you have some big ass? Didn't you have, I mean... All right, let me get familiar with the tokenomics on SWE again because I'd forgotten. Yeah, it was like 10 billion. You got 3.5 billion out there. You got a $13 billion market cap, fully diluted valuation of almost $40 billion. Sounds crazy AF, right? So a lot of people, that means there's a lot of people seriously looking at SWE. It's at $4 right now. I remember when this one could barely hold up to 88 cents, being 60 to 80 cents. Wish I still had as many as I did back then, because I had about 2,500 of these little suckers back in the day. All right. Swing high. Swing low. Tell me where price is going to go. She's retesting the 7 or the 618. We're above it. It puts these two guys on the radar. And we're wanting to look for 494, 495, and 458, 457 area. And it's likely to come up here and start even zigzagging in between. We could probably hit both of those targets. And if we can get past those targets, and then we're starting to look around 636 or higher for this guy. So SWE's looking very promising. It has been up here before in December. It was 536 before, right? So I hope you guys can kind of see what might possibly be happening with these altcoins is that we're starting to get our new run. So this time I propose a challenge for you and me, myself, is to make sure that we get paid enough on this one because we're running out of time here, people. Could we get 2 of these over the next 8 months? 2 more run-ups? Maybe. I don't know. I don't know if I would trust it, but we had this one from September 24 to December, and it goes for a couple of months, and then we go sideways for what, 6-7 months? Same thing happened a while back too, back in 24, right? From January to March, that was its run up there, just at $2. And you get your little run ups, and even I had one here. But we're looking for one that'll make a higher high, and then probably give it back again, right? Will that be the end of the bull market? I don't know, man. How high can this one get? I don't see us getting much above 756, at least for this leg. Whether that's the end of the bull market and it tops out there or not, I don't know, but just for what we're getting right now, we could go up to $7. We're at $4 right now, looking at 464.93 for our next biggest targets right there, though. Let me color code these guys so I know what I'm looking at when I come back. You color coding them backwards. Backwards. Well, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't have a cup of good ass coffee, go get you some, unless you actually want to sleep tonight. This channel is brought to you by Good Ass Coffee and OF Footsie Grooves. Yes, for $2,499 per month, you can get access to a private, sexy channel where I will deliver your daily Bitcoin targets, pointing at them with my toes, fungus included, free of charge. Right now, there is a wart and a hair growing out of it right by the side of the toenail. Beautiful. Not trying to tease you and trick you into coming, but if you do like toe warts, come on, baby. I got one for you. $24.99 a month, baby. I'll see you there. If you can't afford that, that's okay, folks. Just keep hanging out, asking questions, hang out with me. I will get you to where you can afford to be in that group, okay? We'll get there. We'll get there. Until then, take advantage of the free stuff I've got here. If you want to join our channel membership, it's only $3 a month, and you get access to chart school videos, series videos, and all the crypto sauce alpha, the secret sauce videos that I put over there explaining in more detail what I do here on the show that I can't really go into detail every night, but we do. Get you some good ass coffee today. See, advertisers, you can work with me as long as you got a cool name like Good Ass. All right, how about you, Solana, baby? What are you doing? You're above 160 right now. That's looking kind of frisky. It was looking doubtful. I was looking kind of hairy over here. We couldn't get above the 618, and we still haven't done it yet. So we're fighting with this area, and that's what the 618 is there for. It's gonna help us determine whether we're more bullish or just kind of a little bit kind of bearish. Getting above that 618 puts us into the higher realms of possibilities, right? Once we clear that area, we got chances to go higher. How much higher? Well, a 1-to-1 move, actually. Which, like 218, if I don't have to do all the little math tricks and all that kind of stuff. It's basically, if you can get up there once, you can get up there twice, and you can even get up here to 204. Would that be? Fib you out, baby. What is that? That's the 272 Fibonacci right there. Ain't that cool? Ain't that just awesome how that works? Did you see how that worked? Did you break that down? Put it on rewind, fast forward, put it in slow motion. It'll make sense. It's all about measure moves, I'm telling you. But you want to be as precise with those measure moves and not do what some people take very sloppy measure moves. I don't know if you've seen this, but you know, there's this little trend of flagging everything out and taking some crazy ass measure move and put it to the breakout, and then looks like we even got some combos right there, right? Until they do this number and then they put it wherever Bookmap says. It's a very popular trend here on YouTube, just saying. I've got a trend line, I've got to bounce off a trend line, I've got one hump, two hump. Let's see if we can get three hump, hit up to 175 or 180. Come on, man, that's pretty easy. 174, 61, 180. So next targets we got for this, if we can just get past, we still have not got past 165. We get past 165, we start looking for the other ones. And it's really trying. If she's going to flag out to the upside, baby, she's got to flag out and not break this trend line. That would negate that flag idea. Once this trend line is broken, any flag idea that you're trying to play, which I wouldn't be here anyway, but I don't know. A lot of people are being taught that. I'm trying to show you that that's how you avoid getting caught up on that crap in the trend line. Take a look at Say. How about you, Say? Oh wow, you're at 37 cents. That's a lot better than being down here like at 16 where you were. You've already doubled up and then some. 27 cents was our 236 fib. We remember that. Now you can start seeing how it plays out and why I say that. Why I say that if you below that price is the juicy place to build up a bag, because now you're like, man, I wish I'd bought more at 20 cents. That's going on to 40 cents now, and I could have got more at 20, but I didn't. Yeah, that's how we can use these things. Nobody else is talking about it. I'll tell you about it. I've got a complete Fibonacci strategy going on here, adding more time, landing more. One hump, two hump, three hump, dump. Can we get some more humps out of this? 43 cents, are you coming? That's where I'm looking at. 43 and even 50 cents. We just cleared our 236 or 382, the green line area here. We just cleared that one. Moving up, Say. I like this. It's about time. Look at this beautiful double. No, see, below our 236 is where we want to look for our bottom patterns to form. That's where the patterns form. When we zoom out and do our big ass 236 pull, we'll look for the big ass pop, especially these double bottoms. And a lot of times you will see that your W patterns, not all the time, but a lot of times you will see that little neckline or whatever is usually at a 236 area. So whether we're getting, head and shoulders or inverted head and shoulders, and some people might even see that. And you see all kinds of things down here. But it's basically getting out of this little box here, this little range here, making our little bottom patterns or whatever, breaking out above it, and then it's on, baby. It's on. And in the best case scenario, we'll be working on a higher high from whatever the high was that we made over here, which being 74 cents kind of puts us into 80 and 90 cent area we just talked about, right? Pretty sweet for say. Here on the 4 hour. Man, I forgot about my indicators. Gotta get my indicators out. How you looking? No, y'all looking okay. Good place to look on your indicators is on the daily, especially if you're using VMC. That's a good one. I like this one. And just looking on the weeklies and the daily charts on your time, making sure you don't have any red dots showing up there or any signs like stochastics trying to come down, money flow, losing it. It's starting to come up. We got good signs here on these altcoins. Looking nice and juicy. Guys, we've been going for an hour and 15 minutes and haven't come back and talked about Bitcoin over here on the 6 minute. We keep losing ground. Bitcoin's dropping. Yet altcoins are doing okay for the most part. Got some stuff popping off on the losing 1% on that. Bitcoin comes down. They want to come down a little bit too, right? But overall, they're doing some gaining right now. They're doing some gaining on Bitcoin. Not bad, I don't think. So Bitcoin, I've been looking for Bitcoin to come down to some of these areas, 116.2, 114.5, possible. This area is looking very interesting to me. It's finding some support here. It's looking like it might be able to turn around at this point. I'm curious. I don't know. Are you going to come down here or not? Yeah. At least on these small ass time frames, it looks possible. And we mentioned that earlier in the stream. So I'm watching, man, bouncing off of here. Could turn into something nice. So I don't know. I don't know which one is going to knock out. I just got a plan in effect for both of them, man. If you come down here, I'm definitely buying. At some point, remember, we do get 20 to 30% pullbacks on Bitcoin. Okay? Put that in your head. Get ready for that. And what does that translate to? Well, from right now, since we're hitting about 123,000, 20% pullback, puts us around $100,000 for our floor right now, right? 30% pullback could take us back to around 94,000 or something. So interesting ranges that we're getting in now. So those big steep pullbacks, we don't have to be scared so much about 70, 80,000 anymore. We're looking for, mid 90s to 100,000 for any big drop, like a black swan event or something. Let's say that Russia gets pissed and does something underhanded or something to Ukraine or whatever and pisses off the world again, does something stupid because it's probably coming around the corner. I'm just saying, it is. The little Chinese backing them up, trying to get them all sorted out there to go out. I don't know if you agree or not, but it's just what I see is happening. But anyway, so let's say toward the end of the month something like that happens and we get a little drop. Maybe you want to come down to 100,000, 105,000, test those areas. Might not even get that low. I don't know. But that if we do get a big drop, and we want to make sure we got some dry powder and ready to take advantage of it, $100,000 Bitcoin is going to be 100,000 is the new 20,000. Everybody, 21 people hanging out with me. Thank you so much for being here. I want to zoom out to this 4 hour time frame, and I'm really just kind of looking at the indices or the things over here. The market cipher indicator here. This is the free version, and because why pay for something if you don't have to, especially if there's an open source code for it. Anyway, money flow is deep in the green. That's good. Look, it's getting ready to print a green dot here. It's getting ready to give us a buy signal. The money flow is already in the green. Momentum wave is getting ready to print the dot. This VWAP indicator, which is not a true VWAP, I don't think, but it's getting ready to flip over the zero line. It's getting ready to go bullish too. Stochastics, all the indicators here, all the 5 of them that are smushed up together on this one indicator are all turning positive here. We can come to our single MACD indicator over here on the 4 hour and see she's starting to show the first early signs of wanting to do something. That's when we start saying, hey, what are you doing, MACD? Is that some toot? Are you sharing? What is that? And she's kind of wild. And then even here on our RSI, mans, we made a little double bottom here. Came back to the same price point. That's cool. Nice. She might be trying to do something. She's bouncing off of a, we need to do a horizontal level right here. You see that? we got support resistance flip area over here. It really started coming in over here and then really started being support here. It's a good chance that will handle. We'll get a bounce up. So the next couple of days looking kind of interesting. Will still be kind of janky. I mean, moving averages crossed over here. They got to move sideways and then a little sideways and then a little bit more up is kind of what I'm seeing. And maybe a little bit more up a little bit sooner here on the 4 hour. That would be cool. So it does look like we might be trying to go back up and test that 119 area. Maybe we can go higher. Currently, we would look at this. There's a possible little pattern here. It's on a 1 hour, so it's on a smaller time frame, meaning that you may not get as much play out of these patterns, but there is a possible diamond reversal pattern here at support. And so far, it looks like it might have some legs to play out, and that would take us back up to around these areas, maybe to retest 122 or even go higher. So looking kind of juicy, and I'm going to pull my fib swing high to swing low on here. And we are testing our 236 fib here, so if we can retest that, then we can start looking for 118.5, 119.5, and then 120 would be. Anyway, I'm going to throw this one right here out. About 124.47. Sean?
You.
Yeah.
God, I'm sorry. Jeez.
Hey everybody, glad to see you here. Hey, listen, I've got about 5 minutes left to wrap up here. Thank you so much for hanging out. I'm watching Bitcoin take a little dump here. Are you trying to pump? You're trying to pump up support here on the 6 minute time frame. We come down to 200 moving average. Maybe we'll catch something there. I think we will. The 4 hours looking good. Things are looking kind of interesting here. Total 3. Remember. Oops. We just got a super chat. It's just in. Kelly, how's it going, Kelly? Looking for entries for fetch. You know, I haven't looked at that one in a minute. Fetch AI. I've got a bag of this. I've got this one staking. It's at 73 cents. Let's zoom out. Oh, look at you. Let's clear all this because it's noise right now. Nice. Okay, you're looking for an entry and fetch here on the weekly when it was 345. Okay, went to 345 from 23 cents. We came down to 39. We're at 72. You're in a good area. You're in a good area, in my personal opinion. We could argue that we made a bear trap and that we're coming back and retesting that. We could argue that if I tighten up my lines good. Smaller bear trap, but idea is still there if you can see that. All right, I'd just like to see what we're looking at. So we're close to the bottom of a trend line. Cool. If we pull our fibs out from high to low, we're well below the 236. So that tells us that we're in a good zone. That's coming in at 110. We take our high, we put it down to this other high and do that same exact thing. And we're still below that. So I got two 3.6s right here. One at 80 cents, which we're really close to. We're still in the sweet ass buy zone, Kelly. That's the good news for us. We're still in the sweet ass buy zone. So building a bag here, DCAing, or trying to go down to a smaller time frame to nail an entry. Good time to do that. Let's take a look at our indicators. We just confirmed the weekly green dot, so we got some bullish indicators going on there. Come down to the daily. We've confirmed a green dot a couple of days ago here, so we're still in some good trend. All right, so I'm on the daily now. And I just want to see what we got going on over here. We came back for a 618. That puts 124 on the radar. Also puts 117 on the radar, just for higher highs. Let's go ahead and knock that out while we're here. So take profit targets that we have just for what we're working with right now. I know you didn't ask for that, but it's just part of the process here. We're looking for an entry. Well, trend line, you are just really close to it. So in my personal opinion, I think you do have a little bit of an entry here. You're giving up a little bit of it on the daily. 121, that won't work. We could get. I'm still seeing about a 10% stop loss if you really wanted to be on the safe side on the daily limits. You can tighten it up though. I think you'd be fine with the 5%, honestly. Okay, let's come down to the 4 hour and see what we're looking at. Oh yes, 4 hour. Now, put in the stop loss below these candle bodies over here. That'd be good. Maybe a little bit more. Yeah, it's a 10% stop loss. And then what you can do, even if you bought here at 73 cents, you don't have to put it all in, and you can stack it and layer it down even to 70 cents, and just have some layer. And just in case we come down, you can get those order filled and build a little bag in this little space here. I do that a lot myself. If I'm not close to the bottom of a trend line, and I try to fill as much as I can between it in there, just catching any of the dips down. After that, I start focusing on any retest that we might get to add to my bag there. But if I draw trend lines, it does look to me like we had one to break out retest right there. We're still close enough to get an entry. Nibbling and DCAing into it, I think, would be the best to wait and see if we get a better pullback, which might be coming. So if we were to, we can pull our fibs and look for a decent entry, and I would definitely be on 72 and 71 cent areas right here, and see if we can get something right through here for an entry. In a situation like this, how I'm actually doing this on my end is I'm just setting limit orders. And I might go up, a little bit, depending on what I'm putting in here, if $25 or $50 or $100, whatever I'm doing for my bag size, I like it every penny up there. Let's layer it in. And that's one way that I can stack in. And if we come down to my stop loss area, which would be down here about 66 cents or something like that, I might even have some orders filled all the way down to there, and then I'll worry about my stop loss. And that lowers my entry as we coming down, especially if I'm pyramiding them in. And I've mentioned that before. I like to pyramid in. So, I might do the 4-3. Can I do it? 2-1 method here, where if I had $100, I got it backwards, don't I? I would do 10%, 20%, 30%, 40%, and that would take up my whole 100% by the time we got down there. So if I had $100, I'd be $10 in. Next level it comes down to be $20 buy, $30 buy, $40 buy. There's all different little techniques that you can do to get your entry in when you're trying to layer in on something like that. Because rather than chasing the flag to the upside, because that's what a lot of them are seeing right now. What's the flag? See if it touches the 21 and goes to the upside. Sometimes it works, and most of the time it doesn't. So hopefully fetch is looking cool, and then we got the targets that we could be going to, right? We just identified, what is that, 110, 117, 124? So imagine, if you will, what that might look like. This were the two main targets, 116, right? What do we got here? What are you giving me? Oh, risk to reward ratio of 5 to 1, 10% stop loss on spot, and 57% gains to that target. And it seems a little far-fetched. That target's too high, road dog. Too high for me. It seems crazy, but there is an actual 1-to-1 measure move for that target. It's just not willy-nilly. There's a reason behind it. And there are other targets in here before, 83 cents without pulling my fibs, 92, 93 cents right there in those areas. Should be about your 618 and 786 fibs. Want to take those for a smaller target. You definitely can. But if you're getting into something like this, at such a juicy area, why do we want to sell so soon is what I'm saying. Why do we want to sell so soon? They want to look back and say, man, I got the fetch AI when it was 74 cents and now it's $5 and I sold it 78 cents. Yeah, I did that a lot last time. Sell too early. I remember when Avalanche was like $4 and I was out when it was like 7 or 8, and then it went on to like, gosh, I'm like, well, I feel stupid. Take that profit when you can. You don't go broke taking profit. You sure can slow up that wealth transfer, can't you? If you sell it all. That's why I like moon bags. Hopefully my rants have made some sense, but Kelly, I think you're in a good spot to however you want to get in to build a bag of it. Where you want to do it all at once or just kind of layer in. It's at a good spot. It's at a good spot. It really is. Higher lows here. I'm starting to work for that higher high area. Mr. Miles, how's it going, man? I haven't seen you in a while. I saw you the other day, but at the end there. How's it going, Mr. Miles? Good to see you. Glad to have you. Casper. Let's take a look at Casper. Let's see, the daily has printed a red dot there a couple of days ago. What, yesterday confirmed? See, money flow's going up though. Looks like it might be doing the red light, green light thing. That's pretty cool. So it's at our resistance area, 236, at that 88.8 cent area. So this is its chance to work on breaking above it. It's already got a higher high end, lost it, came back down. Did its test. To me, it's looking like it's time for it to start breaking up. So we should start seeing it head to around the 11 and 12 cents, 11.3, the next target, and I think it can actually probably go up through that. Looking at these moving averages here. So basically, what we got going on, we got our higher low in. We're doing we're in the middle of trying to make a bottom pattern here, and that would be your W shape here. Confirming that, so 13.3, that's a great little target from here just to get paid 50% gains. $100 turns into 150, and by the time we get there, confirm that, well, then that gives us hope that we can even double up from there, and that takes us up to our next little higher high area, or testing of that previous high. 21, oh my gosh, that measure move would take us to 21. I've been waiting for 21 cents, well, since July last year when we hit that very briefly. So a lot of these altcoins is finally starting to we're finally starting to see the movement we've been waiting so long, and we hope to see this earlier, like in February, March, and we didn't. Instead we got the opposite. We got the April tariff scare that just gave everything back, but it also gave us a chance to build bags that we didn't have a chance to get into. If you could fight the fear through the market and all the uncertainty, and there was definitely a lot of it, but now's the chance where, you know, we're finally starting to see a crypto season come around. Bitcoin's had its, altcoins, while this is not an altcoin season just yet, it is a nice rally that we're getting, and we need more of these. So that's cool. They're all doing good, and even Caspa's doing great here too. So for real, 12 and 13 cents is where I hope to see it go next. And even if you look at this idea here, you know, we got this pattern, local pattern idea. Measure, well, it's the same damn measure move basically right there. Same measure move, just a little bit lower for the breakout. 21 cents is, we need to come up and tackle 21 cents, and it'll take time, but that's pretty much its main mission with this higher low here. So I think it's looking good. Coming down to the 4 hour, and just more of the same here. She's trying to put it in. Looks like she might even try to have a little pennant or flag, a little flag idea here if she can get a breakout. So I think it's looking good. I just draw a bottom trend line, and as long as we don't break that little sucker, see if we can get 3 humps out of it, I think we're doing good. Guys, thanks for hanging out with me. I appreciate it. I appreciate all the super chats. I appreciate you guys hanging around, all the support in the chat, just chatting around, talking and everything. Uh-oh, Mr. Miles says you don't. Well, you don't want to know how it's been going. Father passed away. I'm sorry to hear that. I know that feeling. My dad passed away probably about 8 years ago. That was horrible. My mom passed away just a few weeks ago, and I understand completely where you're coming from. And losing your parents will make you bawl like a baby. In my case, you know, I was blessed to be raised by a saint of a woman. And there is no question in anyone's mind that went to church with my mom or knew my mom or anything like that. She won the race, and there's a peace in my heart with my mom, because I just know. Once I saw that book of old pictures of high school friends and, you know, relatives and grandparents and all that, she was home. I knew it. And I hope that you can find, you know, a piece like that too, Mr. Miles. But it's a challenge, and I'm sorry you have to go through that. My heart's with you. My serious prayers are with you. I do actually say a prayer for you, Mr. Miles. But this too, it's hard, but it's part of life, and it just moves everything. It puts, not only I mean, they're stepping up onto the next level that they're going for. It also elevates us to the next level that we've got to prepare for and mature to, right? Because now we're taking their place, you know, in their roles and their status. We're moving up as well. And progressing. That's another way to look at it there too. But sorry to hear about that, Mr. Miles. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to go ahead and call this a night, and see if we can go to the end screen here. Oh, snap. Jeez. I got a fly swatter around here somewhere. I'm going to get her one of these days. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's catch you on the end screen. Thank you guys for your comments. I really appreciate it. And you know who I haven't seen tonight is... I haven't seen Soul tonight. Hope Soul's doing okay. Shout out to you, Soul, if you're watching this later. Oh, right, Joe, happy birthday, my man. I forgot we were, I got something for you. Let me set it up. I don't have any music for it, though. I'm sure you're still here. Where are you? Oh, there you are. Well, the music doesn't match, but I got you a cake girl, Joe. Happy birthday, my man. We got a wiener and a cake girl. I think that works for a birthday party. Two things you need at the birthday party with your wiener and the party girl.
Hold the line, don't take the bait. Wait for the trigger, don't take fate. Almost fire burns, but you lose the game. Patience whispers, keep the flame.
Hey, where do mice park their boats? Well, at the Hickory Dickory Dock.
Every candle hides a darker scheme.
What was Beethoven's favorite fruit? Banana, banana.
You hold it tight. Hold the line, don't take the bait.
What kind of sickness does a martial art practitioner get? Kung flu.
Almost fire burns, but you lose the game. Patience whispers, keep a flame.
A few years ago, today, I asked out the girl of my dreams. Today, I asked her to marry me. She said no both times. What did the mama cow say to the baby cow? It's past your bedtime.
Heart, each charted move, a fragile art. Feel the rhythm, but stay your hand. In the stillness, find where you'll stand.
All right, thank you for hanging out, everybody. I appreciate it. Happy birthday, Joe. We'll see you guys on the next one.
Simples could steal
I have no dog to wave here, so it's good night, John Boy.